The idea of forcibly seizing territory from a NATO ally seems unthinkable to some, or at least it used to. Do you believe that this is a real possibility or just a threat? And do you think that it's becoming increasingly likely by the day?
Well, let me just say that the president has a right to try to purchase Greenland or to try to negotiate a deal for Greenland. And if he believes, as he has said many times and others in his administration have also said, that it's necessary for the security interests of the United States, then he could go forward with an effort to do that. It should be done following rule of law, following international law. And those in the administration who I think are reasonable about this issue have noted that there is a pathway to do that, including that Greenland has a right to become independent under the 2009 Act that allows it to secede from Denmark if it has a referendum and people vote in favor of becoming independent. Were that to happen, then the United States could deal directly with Greenland to have Greenland become part of the United States as a territory, ultimately maybe as a state. Again, that would be up to the people of Greenland. It also may be possible, if that doesn't happen, to purchase Greenland from Denmark through some sort of negotiation. I think you would still need some consent from the people of Greenland for that. Those are the options to do this according to international law and rule of law. If the president were to do it in some other way, including the use of force, that could set a very negative precedent for the world that could actually hurt our security interests, because China could, for instance, say that they're entitled to take Taiwan. Russia could say it's entitled to take Ukraine, as it is trying to do illegally, and maybe take other countries like the Baltic states or other former Soviet states that it wants to bring back into as part of the territory of Russia. So that would be very negative consequences for the United States.
So let's take forcible seizure off the table for a moment. This $700 billion price tag. Our own NewsNation's Batia appearing on her show, and then I was speaking with her just last night on my show. She says she's flummoxed by why Trump wants to do this so badly, given that price tag and the amount of things that we have to deal with here at home. Do you think that that price is justified, given Trump's national security risk with China and Russia that he keeps describing?
Well, one of the things that President Trump and others in the administration who support this and support him have not really explained is how the current situation with Greenland cannot be rectified through an agreement for more basing rights for the U.S. military, for a greater presence of the U.S. military.
Right, because the U.S. can resume operations of some 6 or so bases that are on Greenland, but President Trump says this is important psychologically. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, and I don't think that should play a part in this decision. What should play a part is facts and the situation on the ground. And if Greenland and Denmark are to grant the U.S. all of the rights and permissions it needs to secure Greenland and to operate from Greenland, including with the U.S. military, including with, anti-missile defense, why then do we need to have Greenland actually be part of the United States if we're getting everything we need for our own security and the security of the global order through an agreement with Denmark and Greenland? And that has not been clearly explained by the administration. If they want to get the American people on their side, they should explain that.